Talladega, and they'll all be relived on NASCAR America. 90-minute shows daily, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Steve and Jeff, I know you guys are an integral part of NASCAR America on a daily basis.
Yeah, this week I get to do Monday after Talladega, which is always interesting, but then also I do Thursday before Martinsville, so I get the preview and the review, so those are always fun shows.
Well, and normally qualifying at Talladega is a little uneventful, but we've already seen a ton of storylines today, so there's really no telling what we'll see after tomorrow's race.
You would not use the word uneventful in today's qualifying session, as we saw 3 of the Joe Gibbs Racing cars have to go back through technical inspection. Still a question mark on the 78 as parts were taken from that car earlier today.
As we see Trevor Bayne here come down across the start-finish line, the top 12 cars will go out basically in reverse order. So Sorensen, the fastest car from the first round, will go out last. Trevor Bayne was 12th quickest, so he gets to go out first. So the goal would be, for all of these cars, when you go out, you should end up first if your car has been able to back up the lap time. But with 3rd through about 12th being so close, I think that we could see some upsets, some cars moving around inside the top 12.
Can a driver make a difference here, Jeff?
I think with one lap it matters a little bit more, because if you don't get through your gears well, it can hurt your speed just a little bit. The driver has very little to do with it. If you have to do something really bad to hurt the lap. I don't think there's a whole lot you can do to help the lap, but you can certainly hurt it.
I'm glad you said that, because when you asked the question, I really just wanted to interrupt and say, well, they can screw it up. They can mess the whole lap up, but it's hard. I mean, to your point, wide open around the bottom.
Right. 49.865 for Trevor Bayne.
I have seen a driver here forget, in 2-lap qualifying, forget to run the bottom on the 2nd lap. I have seen that. I didn't do it.
I witnessed that very thing as well. Forgot to go back down to the bottom of the racetrack.
I watched a driver try to leave pit road in reverse one time. Went back into another car.
I think that was last year.
We did watch that as well.
It's Talladega.
I wonder what Clint's doing today.
I wasn't going to say the name. I can't believe you did that.
Hopefully he's in the bus. We're thinking about you, Clint.
So now it's Austin Dillon. And still Dillon searching for that first win and using the left-hand technique to maybe eliminate a little bit of the opening.
I like that you've given it a name.
Left-hand technique.
Left-hand technique. This is something that will be reviewed in the qualifying next year before Daytona. Remember the left-hand technique.
We'll give NASCAR a turn they can put on the bulletin when they say to stop doing it.
Well, I mean, he's just putting his hand up on the roll bar.
I call that.
He's going to be faster, it looks like, than Trevor Bayne.
A little bit faster, 49.829. Almost identical to what he ran the first time out, as we take a look at Denny Hamlin. And this was last year. Once again, after finishing 2nd and 3rd in the 2 previous races, he came into this race with what he thought was a comfortable points position to advance into the round of 8. It didn't work out that way. They had a part failure, and so Denny Hamlin did not advance. Looking to make things better this year. Wants to be able to move on to that round of 8, and currently running a little bit faster than Austin Dillon. Shortest distance around this racetrack, the fastest, so through the turns right there on the double yellow line.
You see them put their hands back on the steering wheel when they get to the corner. These straights are so long, plenty of time to have one hand on the wheel. Today, tomorrow, not so much.
Yeah, as they run inches apart from each other at 200 miles an hour.
This looks like it's going to be a good lap and improvement for Hamlin.
Pretty solid lap there for Denny Hamlin. So he goes 49.717, about a 1/10 of a second faster. Dave.
With Mark Truex Jr. now, who has a chance to run for the pole. Earlier, your car was taken back through technical inspection. NASCAR found something they didn't like. What has the team told you? What do you know at this point?
It's just a front jack screw. That was when they drilled the top down to put the, I guess they broached the hex in the top so you could put the wedge wrench in there. It was just a little too deep. So it wasn't a big issue. It wasn't a hollow jack screw like some people are saying on Twitter. It was just a part that was machined a little bit wrong, I guess is what the team told me. and they don't think it's a big issue. Obviously, it's not affected our speed any, so that's good. And proud of the guys, man. Bass Pro Toyota is really fast, and I didn't know what to expect here today, so we just did some race stuff yesterday. But guys did a good job getting the car ready, and it'd be cool to get a ball here at Talladega.
All right, there's the truth from the driver, guys.
Yeah, I think it was mentioned there that they perhaps took the car back through inspection, but every car goes through inspection the morning before qualifying. I believe that's when that issue was found.
So Paul Menard doesn't look like he'll be as quick as Denny Hamlin. So the first one to not top the chart in this reverse order qualifying. The fastest in the first round goes last. That's going to be Reed Sorensen. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. now on the clock, coming to the green flag for his lap. And the number that he's trying to beat now will be the 49.71 of Denny Hamlin. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has had bright spots for Roush Fenway Racing this year. So they've been looking for them.
Yeah, still looking for that first career Sprint Cup Series win. Found a lot of success in the Xfinity level. Moved up to the Sprint Cup level. Has yet to break through to victory lane. We've seen some decent runs out of the 17, but not that race-winning run. And this would be the track. We talked about anybody could win at Talladega. Well, obviously this Ford he's driving as fast. It's made itself into the top 12. Maybe tomorrow could be his day.
Something tells me, I thought this all weekend, that this could be a good weekend for this team. I think that this team, we see they have speed. They're getting ready to let good lap time down. And I think a team, a driver that's accustomed to competing for wins, has had several dry years, so to speak, having a chance to win a race. He's going to be willing to do whatever it takes. And this could be a special weekend for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and his team.
Pretty good lap for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He goes 49.623. 49.789 was the lap he turned in the first round of qualifying. So a little bit better. Once again, about a tenth of a second pickup. Kurt Busch. We mentioned drivers that are looking for their first wins. Kurt Busch looking for his first restrictor plate win.
Speed to Stenhouse Jr. You think about two different manufacturers, two different engine builders, two different body designs, two different chassis designs, two different drivers, and look how closely they're going on speed. That always fascinates me.
Does a manufacturer have an advantage when they come to Talladega? We've seen Reed Sorensen post an unbelievable lap in a Toyota.
I think in years past, when there was more variety between the shapes of the bodies, there was perhaps an advantage at the speedways. But now with so much of the car is common, and the parts that aren't common are verified to kind of have the same amount of effect on the car. We just haven't seen one manufacturer really dominate here.
Kurt Busch second quick compared to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Let's flash back in this round of 12. The reason that Chase Elliott is in a must-win situation is because of this. On a restart, the 18 got into the back. He finished 33rd.
Running well on top of that. A very good run, as they've run very well in all the chase races. And then in Kansas, we saw after a pit stop problem with the left rear tire that continued trying to make its way up, kept having problems, and just never recovered from it.
And what I think makes those problems even worse is he had very fast cars in both led laps in both races. So, you know, it's not like they're underperforming. They just can't seem to get that car to the finish. Well, now, with the points deficit they have, that's exactly what this 24 is going to have to do, is get a fast car to the finish, but perhaps to victory lane.
And certainly
Thousands of seconds right now we're looking at.
having a good 3 and 4. Look at the speed he picked up going through the corner. And certainly you don't want to be in the position they're in, but one thing about the position they're in, they know what they have to do. One thing, they need to go win the race. So there's no riding around. There's no strategy other than just go win this race. Nothing to lose. Just go for it.
Pretty good pickup, as you mentioned. It was hovering right around the same for Chase Elliott until he went through 3 and 4, and then through 3 and 4 he was able to gain about a tenth of a second on what Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was able to run.
Picked up a lot from what he ran his first run. Also, he ran a 73 in the first run. He ran a 57 here, so a big pickup from one run to the next.
And this single lap format has really suited this 24 car. They've sat on 5 of the last 6 restrictor plate poles with this one lap format. So Alan Gustafson, the 2014, has found a way to make that 24 car fast for 1 lap, but Greg Biffle's trying to prove them wrong and see if he can have some more speed. He had it, but now it's trending the wrong way down the backstretch.
Yeah, Biffle right now tracking in the red. Chase Elliott actually won the pole here in May.
Look at the speed coming back, though. Let's see if he can get through 3 and 4 well. This is all about how much the car is bound up. If the car is aerodynamically where it wants to be, spore out of the air. The car scrubs way more speed in the corner, of course, than it does on the straight.
He was trying to come back, but then pretty much leveled out about 9/1000ths of a second as he will cross the finish line and the quickest of the 8 that have been on the track. Flashback for Matt Kenseth. It was back in 2012 here at Talladega. He's out front. Look at what happens behind him. Touch to his car.
Upside down, came back on his wheels, though, fortunately.
And he celebrates in victory lane. And everyone's goal entering tomorrow's race to get to victory lane at Talladega Superspeedway. Kenseth right now tracking in the red. Does the wind changing, going down a little bit now as we progress later into this session? Does the wind changing help these guys? Not as strong going down the backstretch anymore.
Well, I think I don't know that it's going to change enough from the first car to the last car to make that big of a difference. If you had gusty situations where the wind could have these large gusts, I think it would matter, but I don't think we have those conditions today.
Kenseth looking good. He's in the green. Can he hang on to it? That's the question. He does. Matt Kenseth goes to the top of the chart, 49.56. And you heard, wow. Now Brad Keselowski. So Keselowski, one of the drivers that's below the cut line, 7 points down. Fighting to advance into the round of 8. He'll have to make something happen in Talladega tomorrow. What will he do in this qualifying session? Right now, tracking in the green.
He's proven he's done it before, though, has come in here in a must-win situation and won that race. So this is a track that he knows he can perform at.
A lot of people closing in, or I shouldn't say a lot, but people closing in on the 49.32 that we saw out of Reed Sorensen in that first round that we thought was unattainable by anyone else. But now, getting a little bit closer to it. As we see right now, Keselowski's going to get closer to it as well.
Yeah, he ran a 66 in the first session.
And to the top of the charts goes Brad Keselowski.
At a 52. So you ask if that can make a difference. Well, the car obviously makes the biggest difference. But one thing a driver has to do here is you push the brakes back, meaning there's no brake pad touching the rotor. So to get the car slowed down from one session to the other, you don't want to use the brakes, because once you use the brakes, now you have that friction for the next round. So here's Brad Keselowski swerving back and forth to get his car slowed down before he comes on the pit road. This is completely different than we see a post-race penalty for a team swerving back and forth trying to get the skew back in the car. This is all about the brakes and him needing to come on pit road at a slow speed carefully and not have to use those brakes.
Already thinking about the next round as he's coming off the track from the first round. As Mark Truex Jr. currently tracking in the green. We may have someone dip below the 49.50 mark here, other than Reed Sorensen.
The speed of the 78 car has really just been remarkable all year. Every different type of racetrack. And, you know, it started maybe with the mile-and-a-half tracks, but now, Jeff, they found the confidence, found the magic to bring that speed to other types of racetracks.
Yeah, it's amazing what they've done. And right there, P1 at a 5:08.
And so closing in on the 49.40s. The question now is, can he do it? Reed Sorensen coming out of turn number 4, building up the momentum as he's about to take the green. He was the fastest in round 1. Everyone was shocked by the time that he posted. Can he back it up in round 2? He'll have to do it if he wants to knock Truex Jr. off the top of the chart. 49.50 is what Truex Jr. was able to run, and early in this run, it doesn't look good for Reed Sorensen. What did he do in the first round that he's not able to do now?
Well, the big difference is the car had to sit. You know, we heard that this car was in full qualifying trim. So the big advantage of the lightweight oils, the lightweight grease in the hubs, the lightweight grease in the gear, when things are cool, that is a major advantage. But now the second time around, there isn't as big of an advantage. These other cars have temperature in all of those components, and I think that's what you're seeing here. He's going to run much, much slower.
Through the tri-oval and back to the checkered flag for Reed Sorensen. More than likely, Reed will end up starting 12th. 50.855, Reed Sorensen will start tomorrow's race in the 12th position, but it's Martin Truex Jr. who gets his 11th career pole. And this is his 401st start in the Sprint Cup Series. So a big run for Martin Truex Jr. Jr. coming into this race, 13 points ahead of the cut line, but no one is safe at Talladega, except maybe the guy starting up front. And we're going to hear from him next.